Yo, hello everybody, my name is Krodak, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be ranking Avatar The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra characters based on how much I want to see them in Avatar Legends of Fighting Games. So this isn't based on on the likelihood that I think they'll be in the game or anything like that. This is purely just how much I want this character in the game, and if they got included in the game, how would I feel? Alright, so of course, I had to just quickly put the confirmed characters where I think they would go. But now we get to the nitty gritty of actually showing characters and how I would feel. Alright, so we're starting off with Kyoshi. Now, to me, Kyoshi has always been a very interesting avatar. A lot of people love Kyoshi. I mean, she literally has her own book series, right? Like, Kyoshi is an incredible character in the Avatar series. And me personally, I'm not as big on Kyoshi as everyone else is, but that being said, I would love Kyoshi in this game. Kyoshi in this game would be so cool to me, and I think it's kind of necessary. Like, I can't imagine a world where they don't add more avatars into this game at some point, and I just know they're gonna have to add Kyoshi at some point as a playable character. Um, I know it's gonna happen. I'm confident in that. But for those of you who don't know, on the Steam page it says 2 per release season. I don't really know what that means, as in what they're gonna do with releasing new characters and stuff. Like, is it gonna be DLC or something? I don't know. It's a bit confusing to me. I don't really understand what that means, but if it means what I think it means like 2 characters like every season or whatever. I don't know what seasons are, but maybe it just means something like summer, winter, spring. I don't know, but if that's the case, I can easily see Kyoshi getting added into this game within like 2 seasons, maybe. It would make sense to me. I don't think she'll be base roster. I just don't see that happening like at all. But she can definitely be a character released later on, in my opinion. Now we have Asami, who I predicted in my prediction video. If you didn't see that, go check it out. I liked the video. I feel like I did good on it. But I predicted her as one of the characters she'll be in the base game roster, and I still believe she will be in the base game roster. But as for my excitement to her being in the game, I do think I would love Asami in this game. I do think so. I think Asami is a great addition to this game. I know a lot of people aren't Korra fans. I'm personally don't really have many issues with Korra, except for the second season. Other than that, I think it's pretty good. But no, Asami I feel like would be really fun. I would absolutely love Asami in this game because Asami would be very unique in my opinion compared to other character like non-benders and stuff. Like, I feel like Asami would just be so cool, so good in this game, and I just need her in it. I really do. I would absolutely love her. I think she's going to be their base roster, and I can't wait to try her out. Alright, the next character we have here is Amon from The Legend of Korra, the villain of Season 1. Now, I think there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Amon is going to be added to this game at some point. Definitely not base roster, but at some point, I imagine we will get Amon. Actually, might be base roster, maybe. Because I imagine there will be one Korra villain added to base roster. It could be Amon. But, anyway. As for if I'm personally interested in him being in the game, not really. I mean, it's just like, he's a cool character. But at the end of the day, he's kind of just like a basic waterbender, and I don't really know what you can do much with his moveset other than just bloodbending, right? So it's like, it's iffy to me, and honestly, Amon never really excited me much as a character. So to me, he would be a cool addition, but it's not like I would absolutely love him in this game, you know what I mean? And I think he will get added to the game at some point, if not base roster. But yeah, he's not someone I'm like, oh my god, I gotta try out this character. You know what I mean? So yeah. The next character we have here is Iroh. Now, I mean, one of the things I talked about in my prediction video is the amount of firebenders that are in Avatar, and like if you add tons of firebenders in this game, it'll be really hard to make them very unique and have different movesets. So I would, but that's not what we're talking about today, because I would absolutely love Iroh in this game. Even if his moveset would probably not be very unique or anything like that, I would love Iroh in this game because it's Iroh. Everyone loves Iroh. And I feel like you have to make a playable Iroh at some point. I don't think there will be a playable Iroh at launch, but I think they will definitely add a playable Iroh at some point in the future. At launch, I imagine Iroh will only be a support character, but I imagine they will add Iroh as a playable character at some point. Next up, we have Sparky Sparky Boom Man. Now, Sparky Sparky Boom Man to me is like very interesting because he does combustion bending, right? And combustion bending is pretty unique, all things considered, right? So, like, he would definitely be a cool addition, and I think we'll definitely get a combustion bender in this game at some point. But I don't think it'll be him, and if it was him, I would kind of question it. I'd be like, it's questionable. I mean, it's like, sure, well, I see why you added him, but it's kind of questionable to me. You know what I mean? Especially when you have this girl from the Red Lotus, right? So it's like combustion bending, I feel like needs to be added to this game at some point. To me, it's just like, do you add the Red Lotus member that clearly has more character, or do you add the hollow thing that is combustion or Sparky Sparky Boom Man, right? So now that I'm thinking about it, I would kind of question both of them being in this game. I'd question, it's like questionable, but it's like, yeah, it makes sense, right? That's how I feel about them. Like, I wouldn't personally be super excited at either of these characters being in the game, especially because they would probably just be kind of a lame zoner anyway. So yeah. Alright, next I have what I believe is Katara and Sokka's father. Now, I gotta be honest, if, as a playable character, it's a hell no for me. Actually, it should never be in it if it's a playable character, but I think should be a support character. Easily, in my opinion, should be a support character. Not a playable character, just a support character, nothing else. And I feel like it's a good support character. Like, I would be happy if he was a support character. Next, we have Momo. And everyone's probably like, oh, just support character. Should be a support character. And you know what? I don't agree. I think they should make Momo a playable character. And if they did make him a playable character, I would absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I think it would be amazing. Him and Appa, I think, should be like one character. I think that would be incredible. I feel like Appa and Momo could make like an incredible fighting game character. I just think so. I think they could cook with that. Hey, don't come at me. I think it would be awesome if they added him as a playable character. So, you know. He's definitely going to be a support character, but like, dude, it would be awesome if he was a playable character at some point. Next, I have Master Pakku. In my opinion, should be a support character or nothing else. I'm actually going to add that to the tier. And nothing else. And I'm actually going to move that tier. Right there. Next up, we have the Badgermoles. Same thing to me. Should be a support character, nothing else. I just don't feel like the Badgermoles could make like a good main playable character. You know what I mean? So yeah. Now we have Tarlok, who is another very generic waterbender. And to be honest, I don't even think he should be a support character. I think he should never be in this game. To be honest, I don't think he should be in this game at all. He's a generic waterbender who can do a tiny bit of blood bending. And he's like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, if they're gonna add him on, why would they add Tarlok? You know what I mean? If they're gonna add Unalaq, why would they add Tarlok? There's already so many fucking basic, like, waterbender villains in Korra. Why would they add Tarlok of all of them? This makes no sense. I doubt he'll be in this game, even as a support character. Next, we have Bolin, who, in my opinion, will already be in the game at launch, base roster. But I think I think he should be in the game. I'm positive he's going to be in the game at launch, and I would love him in this game because I love Bolin. Plus, he had something unique to the game in lava bending, where I think the game will desperately need, since sure, Kyoshi can also lava bend, right? But the thing about Kyoshi is she's an avatar, so she's also going to be bending all the other elements, which adds, like, hard things to do with her moveset to add, like, a whole nother bending element with lava bending. It's probably going to be pretty difficult. So, yeah. I mean, just having a earthbender that can lava bend is good in my opinion, because you have Toph, who's an earthbender who can metal bend, right? So it just makes sense to me to have both. And I think Bolin is an excellent addition to that. Next up, we have Bumi. And listen, this might get people a little frustrated at me, but I think he should be a support character and nothing else. I don't think Bumi should ever be a playable character in this game. Listen, it's because Bumi is like a generic earthbender, and it's a fighting game. You don't need a generic earthbender, like, really that much. And I have a generic earthbender that I think would be better in this game than Bumi, in my opinion. So I don't see Bumi ever being a playable character. Next up, we have Zhao, who, in my opinion, should never be in it. I don't think Zhao would work as a support character, because I don't really think there's anyone he would support. Like, I don't know, I just don't see Zhao as a support character. I definitely don't see him being a playable character in this game, especially when you have so many other better firebenders. And Zhao is, like, really generic in terms of firebending. So yeah, I just don't see it. Now, just to get this out of the way, Zhang, basically the exact same thing as Zhao. Don't see him as a support character. Don't see him as a playable character at any point. Another generic firebender who really won't add, like, anything to this game, in my opinion. Next up, we have Long Feng. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Long Feng, in my opinion, I would absolutely love him in this game. I think Long Feng in this game would be absolutely incredible. I don't think he'll be there at base launch or base roster, but I think he'll definitely be added in the future. I think Long Feng would be an incredible addition to this game. I think he would be very unique with all his daily attacks. The way he uses earthbending would be so unique. He could really create a cool moveset out of that, in my opinion. I would absolutely love Long Feng to be added to this game at some point. I think his moveset would be very unique, and I feel he can do tons of different things with it. So I'm just super excited. I think he's going to be added at some point as a playable character, and I really want him to be. Next up, we have Ty Lee, who I think would be a cool addition. I'm not, like, super excited if she was added to the game, right? But I think she would be a cool addition. To me, she's gonna at least be a support character. But if she does get added as a playable character in the future, I think it would be cool. Like, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't necessarily, like, love it and try to play her, like, immediately. But I think it would be a very cool addition. Another non-bender. I feel like non-benders are very underutilized in the Avatar series, and I feel like non-benders are very cool. So I think it would be great to have someone like Ty Lee in this game. So yeah, I think it would be a cool addition, especially with their, like, chi attacks and everything like that. Would be cool. But I just wouldn't absolutely love it, you know? Next up, we have Patik. I hope I'm saying that right. Now, I think he would be a cool support character, but nothing else. I don't think he should ever be even close to a playable character. I honestly even question putting him as a support character, but I think if I saw him as a support character, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Whereas the ones in Never Be In It, I would be like, really? You chose that guy as a support character? Yeah, so I think Patik would be a cool support character, especially to Aang, and I feel like it would add like maybe some cool Avatar State abilities to him or attacks or something. I don't know, but I feel like Patik would be a really cool support character, and I could see him being one. Next up, we have Jinora from Korra. And this one, I'll just get it right off the bat. Should be a support character, nothing else. I don't think she really has the means to be a playable character. But I think she should still be in the game in some way, because she's such a huge part of Korra, in my opinion. And she's like very unique in Korra. But in terms of actual fighting and bending, she's not really that unique. I don't feel like she would add anything that any other character wouldn't add. Like someone like Zahir or Tenzin, I feel like would add basically the exact same thing that Jinora would add, but better. So, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't see Jinora as a playable character, but as a support character, I could definitely see her being one, and I wouldn't be mad if she was a support character. I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Next up, we have Pokey, who should be a support character and nothing else, but I would also absolutely love if Pokey was a playable character. Maybe they make Momo and Pokey like the same character, or maybe they make like Momo and Pokey like, yeah, like the same character where it's both of them and they like attack at the same time, like an Ice Climbers thing. I feel like that'd be sick. I know it's not a platform fighter, but I feel like you could do that in 2D in some kind of way, right? Next up, we have the Cabbage Merchant. I'll just get this right out of the way. I would absolutely love it if they were in this game. I want the Cabbage Merchant to be in this game. I don't think they'll be in it at launch, but they should definitely be in it at some point as a playable character. I think this would be the perfect joke character. It just makes the absolute most sense. There's no other character that I think would be a better joke character than the Cabbage Merchant. The Cabbage Merchant as a playable character would be absolutely incredible. I'm pretty positive he'll be a support character on release, but he should also be a playable character at some point. I feel like it would be incredible, and I would absolutely love it. Next up, we have the King's Platypus Bear. Should be a support character and nothing else. I don't know. If they were a playable character, I'd be like, what the fuck? But if they're a support character, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. And I'm just going to add the Earth King there as well, because I feel like they'd come in a package as a support character. I feel like they'd be like the same support character, basically. Next, we have Haku, I think is the name. Anyway, should never be in it. If this character was in the game in any type of way, I would be kind of obsessed. Even if they were a support character, I'd be like, really? You included that guy? Who cares about that guy? He appears in 2 episodes of Atla. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody would be excited at Haku being in the game in any type of way. You know what I mean? Next up, we have a character that I want in the game so bad, and I would absolutely love them. That's Zahir. I think Zahir would be the most incredible character in this game, in my opinion. I feel like Zahir would be one of the best characters in this game. I think Zahir will be in the game when it launches, to be honest. I think he will be. I think Zahir is going to be incredible in this game. I love Zahir. Zahir would be able to do so many unique attacks. He would be able to, like, do the thing he does on the Earth Queen. He'd be able to fly. I feel like he can do so many unique things with his airbending. He would be one of the most best characters in this game, in my opinion. Just so amazing. I would love Zahir in this game, and I desperately hope he's in it at launch. But if not at launch, he needs to be added at some point in the future. He's just too unique not to add. Next up, we have Monkey Yatso, and I think he'd make a cool support character. I wouldn't be mad if I saw him as a support character, but if I saw him as a playable character, I'd be like, what the fuck are we doing here? Because he's just a generic airbender. That's what he is. He's a generic airbender. We never even see him fight. I think he'd make a cool support character, but that's about it. Nothing else. Next, we have Lin Beifong, who I think would actually be a pretty cool addition to this game. I wouldn't absolutely chomp at the bit to play her. I wouldn't absolutely love her being in this game, but I think it'd be a cool addition. It would make sense to me. Definitely not going to be base roster, but if they added her at some point in the future, I think that would be cool. I wouldn't mind it. So yeah, I say go for it. Next up, we have Kaya, and I'll get this right out of the way. I don't think I would be excited even if she was a support character in this game. She's a cool character in Korra, but like, I don't know, man. I wouldn't really want to see her as a support character, and definitely not as a playable character. So yeah. Next up, we have Kuvira, who I know is probably a controversial villain, but I would absolutely love them in this game. I think it would just make sense to add another Korra villain, and Kuvira is really unique in her style of bending, in my opinion. Well, not in Korra unique, but compared to the rest of like the Atla cast in like Airbender and stuff, I feel like she's really unique because she uses the like metal bending like in a very unique way that they do in Korra, right? So I feel like having her as just like a solo just metal bending character in this game would be really cool. Definitely won't happen at base roster in my opinion, but future, like as another added as a character, I feel like would be really cool. I would love to see how she plays with her metal bending and everything. I feel like it would just be excellent. Next we have Who, and honestly, it'd be questionable, but if I saw him as a playable character in this game at some point, I'd be like, alright, why not? You know what I mean? I feel like it'd be fun. He'd have a very unique moveset. It would be unlike anything else any other character has, and I think it would just be kind of cool. Like, it'd be questionable, but it'd be like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Why not? You know what I mean? Next, we have Ko the Face Stealer. Should be a support character, nothing else. We never see him fight. We never see him do anything like that. So I feel like, as a support character, it would put him in this game perfectly. And I don't think he should even touch the fighting field. I just feel like he should be a great support character, and I feel like that's what he would be. Next up, we have Milo, who, I'll be honest, should never be in this game in any type of way. But, yeah, even if I saw Milo as... Actually, if Milo was a support character, I wouldn't entirely hate it. I'd be like, okay, cool, why not? You know what I mean? So yeah, while we're at it, let's do Iki too. Now her, I would be should never... Actually, no, you know what? Same thing. I feel like they should be like a pair. I feel like Jinora, Milo, and Iki should be one support character. And like, I feel like they should all be one support character. Like the same support character, all three of them. I feel like that'd be cool. So yeah, why not? And maybe the mother too, but I don't know. Yeah, just a suggestion. Next up, we have Mako, or Mako, I don't know which, but I would absolutely love him in this game. I feel like he should be in this game. I think he's going to be their base roster, and I would love him in this game. I mean, he's kind of another generic firebender, but he uses lightning bending a lot more than the other firebenders do, so I feel like it makes sense. Next up, we have Fire Lord Ozai. Again, would absolutely love him. He's kind of another generic firebender, but I feel like you have to have him in this game. I think he'll be their base roster, and I would absolutely love him in this game. So yeah, I think Fire Lord Ozai should be in this game, and I would love him in this game. I'm going to do two characters at once here. I'm going to do Varric and, of course, Julie! I think they should be support characters and nothing else. I would not be mad at seeing them support characters. I would kind of love it if I saw them as support characters. So yeah, I think they should be. Julie! Now, Nala, we already know is a support character, and I don't think Nala should be anything else. Mei, we already know is a support character, and I doubt they'll make her playable, so... Because Mei's moveset is very generic and would be very not unique, whereas Ty Lee's would be more unique. Mei's, I don't think would be, so... Next up, we have Princess Yui, who I think would be a good support character and should not be anything else. Next up, we have Appa, who we already know is a support character, but if they made him a playable character, I would absolutely love it. I think they should make him a playable character with, like, Momo or something. I feel like Appa as a playable character would be awesome. I would love it. Yes, do it. This next one may be controversial, but I think they should make Boulder a playable character, and I would absolutely love it if the Boulder was a playable character. Definitely won't happen at base roster, but dude, if they add Boulder as a playable character at some point, I would absolutely love it. It'd be a great joke character, and I feel like it would be a great generic Earthbender even better than Boomy as a generic Earthbender. That's why I put Boomy where I did put him, because I feel like the Boulder would just do so much better as a joke character and just being a generic Earthbender. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like I would absolutely love the Boulder in this game so much. Next up, we have Unalaq, who I know is very controversial and many people consider the worst character in all of Avatar. And I would tend to agree, but at the same time, it would be a cool addition. It would. I think it would make sense. Like, he's a villain of Korra. They'll want to add Korra villains at some point. He needs to be in here if you're going to add Korra villains, in my opinion. And it just makes sense to me. That's my dog in the background, by the way. But yeah, I think Unalaq would be a great addition to this game. And I think he should be added to this game at some point. Definitely not a base roster, in my opinion. But at some point, Unalaq, I feel like, would make a good character. Especially if you do his Dark Avatar form. Yeah, makes sense to me. Next up, we have Long Shi Tong, who should be a support character and nothing else, in my opinion. But yeah, I feel like he'd be a really cool support character. Now we have Juan, who I think would be a cool support character, but I don't think should be a playable character. I don't know. It would be weird to me if he was a playable character. But yeah. Next up, we have the first dragons or whatever. Cool support character. Nothing else, in my opinion. This guy, support character. Nothing else. These guys, support character. Nothing else. Sea Turtle, support character. Nothing else. P, support character. Nothing else. I think that's his name. B, is it B? I don't know. Whatever. June, we already know, is a support character. Should be a support character, not a playable one. Now we have Tenzin, who, in my opinion, would be a cool addition. I wouldn't absolutely love him being in this game, but if he got added, I wouldn't mind it. I think it'd be cool. You know, another airbender. There's not a lot of airbenders, so yeah, I think it would make sense and be cool. Now we have Suki, who I would love in this game, and I think should be in this game at some point. I don't think she'll be their main base roster, but at some point, I feel like you have to add Suki. She's basically part of the OG Avatar gang, and I feel like you just gotta add her at some point. I would absolutely love Suki in this game, and I feel like she'd be decently unique in her moveset, and I feel like she'd just be such a cool addition to this game. Next we have Hana, I think is her name. Would be a cool addition. Would be good as a support character, but other than that, I don't really want her to be a playable character or anything like that. I feel like if she was a playable character, I'd be like, what the fuck, really? So yeah. Next up, we have Ghazan, who will probably be a support character, but if he was a playable character, I would absolutely love it. Ghazan has always been a really cool character to me. I love the Red Lotus members, at least Zahir and Ghazan, and I think Ghazan would be so fun, bro. Like, just an entirely lava bending moveset, that'd be so cool. That's why I would be excited if Kuvira was added too, because that's just like entirely metal bending moveset. Ghazan would be like entirely lava bending moveset, and it would be so freaking cool, dude. I would absolutely love Ghazan in this game. I feel like his moveset would just be so unique with all of the lava bending stuff you can do compared to like the other bendings that you can do. I just feel like it'd be so cool. Next up, we have Avatar Roku, who, this might be a hot take, I feel like should only be a support character. I don't want to see another Avatar in this game, really, and I don't feel like he'd be a cool addition to me. Like, if I saw him, I'd be like, oh, really? You're adding him? Like, I wouldn't be super excited if I saw him added as a playable character. So yeah, I feel like he should be a support character, but I don't think he should be anything else. Next up, we have Swordmaster Pian Dao, who I think would be a cool addition. Actually, it's a bit questionable, but I wouldn't mind it, right? Like, it's questionable, but if they added him, I'd be like, yeah, okay, it makes sense. Why not? So yeah, I think it'd be cool. Next up, we have this girl from the Red Lotus, who I can't remember the name of right now, but I would put her as, should be a support character and nothing else. I don't think she should really be anything else. All the other Red Lotus members, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense to be added into the game. Her, though, I'd be like, ooh, yeah, no, don't add her to the game. So yeah. Next up, we have the two twins, who I think would actually make a really unique character if it was both of them. But in all honesty, I wouldn't actually, no, I'd kind of be excited if they're added to the game. I think it would be a cool addition. It'd be it'd really be questionable, but it's like, all right, sure, why not? I want to see how they play. You know what I mean? So yeah. Next up, we have Jet, who should be a support character and nothing else, in my opinion. I don't feel like his moveset would literally add anything unique, and I feel like it'd be very generic if he was added as a playable character. So yeah, I would just not want him in this game as a playable character. Only support, in my opinion. This is my list on how excited I would be if all the characters were in this game, and I don't hate it. I feel like it'd be cool. So yeah, if you'd like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, type it, do all this other stuff, share it with people you know. Check me out in other places. Down in the description below, I have another channel and a podcast. That'll all be linked in the description below if you want to check me out. Go check out my other video I just made, where I predicted who's going to be the next characters on the playable roster of this game. And I'll be posting a video every Friday. So click the notification bell if you want to see when I post videos. Or join the Discord down below. But thank you so much for watching. Peace.